Welcome back on board. This is day 4, part 2 from Tucson, US to San Jose Del Cabo, Mexico. In this second part, we're going to encounter again some navigation problem, but this time it's going to be a little bit more serious. We're also going to do a full VOR approach at San Jose Del Cabo. Stay tuned. And first, let's start with the usual intro.
519, wind 220, 13, gusting 19, clear takeoff, runway 24 right. Clear takeoff 24 right, number 519. Black Sea Policy, then here, identify.
So start with a quick recap from part 1. We are crossing the Gulf of California, and when we're getting close to Lima Tango Oscar, I was trying to switch VORs, but I could not catch anything. So that was a little bit disturbing in the way is I was pretty close, pretty high over the water, and there's like technically no reason why I should not get the VOR. So it's kind of like maybe is a bug on the system, maybe the VOR is not working very well. Anyway, we're going to see how that end up. Right now I'm flying toward Lima Tango Oscar. Go to your favorite app, or if you don't have any, go to Sky Vectors, and you can try to follow along a little bit what is happening. Might be easier to see than looking just on the screen. So since pretty much halfway through the crossing, I've been trying to connect to Lima Tango Oscar VOR, but without any success. So right now I'm still on the outbound of a Golf Yankee Mike, and getting closer, and I could not switch VOR right now. So I'm getting a bit concerned, so I just try to troubleshoot as best as I can come from the avionics of the aircraft. I just try to, kind of troubleshoot a little bit the problem, but now I have like no navigation. I'm too far away for Golf Yankee Mike, and I still don't have Lima Tango Oscar yet. So now I'm on flying technically blind. My idea right now, number one, is hoping is going to get the VOR coming pretty soon, and the problem will be fixed. The second thing is, luckily I can see outside, and I will be able to just visually do the turn when I think is appropriate. So let's see a little bit talk about this second part of the navigation after Lima Tango Oscar. So when we get over the VOR, we're going to turn on the outbound radial 160 and going to fly all the way to Hurlet. When we get to Hurlet, we're going to fly on the outbound track of 290 all the way to San Jose Del Cabo. And the VOR San Jose Del Cabo is what we're going to use to do the full procedure approach. Really bad shape. Anyway, next course is 160. Island, that's right there. Follow the shore. So the VOR is supposed to be right at the corner. Right at the corner over there. And so that is where I'm going to turn. Oh, there you go. I am at VOR back. Good. So what I can do is oh, I decided too soon. I'm supposed to remain at 21. Yeah, whatever. So along our route we have a checkpoint Côte d'Or, and we're going to set that up on nav2, and it's going to give us a reference point as well, or where we are. We also have, of course, the LTO VOR with DME on it, so it's give us a distance, so we can know that. But by setting up the other VOR, Lima Alpha Papa, is going to confirm our position, and from there we can continue all the way to Hurlet. 310, come to, and we'll fly now. Correct a little bit for the crosswind. And off we go. So next waypoint is at 65 nautical miles. Let's see how it's going to work out for us. Okay, I lost my VOR 1. I was out for a second and I'm already lost it. Oh, that's not good. So now I lost Lotero VOR. That's the Lima Tango Oscar VOR. The problem is that is my main VOR for navigation all the way to Hurlet before transitioning to the San Jose Del Cabo VOR. Losing the VOR so early in navigation is a huge problem. Even though I'm on the right track, the wind is going to change and I need to correct my heading to maintain on track. So it's going to be very hard for me to remain on track, and so the only way out will be the La Paz VOR. So with La Paz VOR I will be able to, as soon I get it, if I get it, be able to see how far is it, and based on the radial setup I will be able to see if I'm too far away from my track, usual track, or if I'm too close. So I will be able to set up the radial. Like the first one I can use is the Côte d'Or. I know at Côte d'Or I will be 40 nautical miles from La Paz. So if I would be at 70 nautical miles off La Paz, that means I would be right off track. If I would be less than 65 nautical miles off La Paz, that means I would be left off track. If I get La Paz and I don't lose it, I will be able to, through my navigation, be able to correct my track. So to correct the track is kind of two ways to do it. I can take any radial of the VOR and check with the scale of the map or with ForeFlight and see the distance we have between this radial and my track I'm following. Or I can use also the 60-to-1 rule to calculate the distance I am between the VOR and actual position. I want just to come back again, guys. If you want me to make a video about VORs and how that work and talk about 60-to-1 or any other question, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to answer it, and then maybe I can also make a video. Just let me know. In the meantime, put a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will let other people to know about it, and that's it. So let's go back to the flight now. One, and we said it was 310. Higher on the mountain. So there you go, I got my VOR 2, I got La Paz VOR. So from there I will be able to see where I am. So I know I have a distance, I'm about 305 magnetic on the outbound of the La Paz VOR at 57 nautical miles. So here it gives me roughly a point, so we can see I'm a little bit right off track. However, I'm not that far away, so I should be able to do a slight correction. So my next view is 14.0. So I am on viewer 1, viewer 2. 1.40 transfer. Now I'm going to put 1.140 enter. So now here to get an accurate distance between La Paz VOR and Hurlet, what I'm doing is I'm modifying a little bit my flight plan, and like that is give me actually the real number. So I will be able to set up my my VOR1 to the heading has been given also on the iPad, and with that I will have a heading, I will have a distance, so again I will know how far from my track I will be, and most of all I will know when it will be time to turn if I don't catch the San Jose Del Cabo VOR. I was looking at the wind earlier. The wind was about 35-40 knots right across from the right to left. Because the wind is less strong and I was already compensating for the wind, I'm assuming I'm actually right off track for sure, just because the wind dropped off. So I'm doing a slight correction of my heading, try to maintain the track of 160. Because I'm right off track, I'm going to change my heading to 160 to match my track and let the wind push me back toward my track. So right now I am at about 37 nautical miles off La Paz VOR on the inbound radio, the 85 degrees magnetic. As I'm flying along, the distance between La Paz and my track should reduce until I reach the 90 degrees, and the distance should supposed to increase again. The objective for me is to get Hurlet at 36 nautical miles when I reach the radial of 045 degrees. And from there I will be able to turn on inbound direct to San Jose Del Cabo VOR. So we're getting closer now. It's time to do kind of an approach briefing. The active runway right now is runway 34 at San Jose del Cabo. So of course we're going to use the VOR approach. San Jose del Cabo, so the VOR is 114, is already set up on NAV2 with the final approach course of 342 degrees. The FAF is at 2,200 feet and is located 6 DME of the VOR. The minimum is 820 feet and the airport elevation is 381 feet with touchdown zone at 318. We will be on the inbound course of 110 to the VOR, so it gives us an MSA of 7,900 feet until we reach the VOR, and when we reach the VOR on the other side we can go down to 5,000. However, if we are on the outbound radial 143 at 9 DME, we should be at 3,100 feet. The standard turn should not exceed usually 10 nautical miles. So when we reach 9 DME, we are going to do the intercept turn to intercept the course of 342. When we reach again at 9 DME, we'll be able to go down to the FAF at 2,200 feet with again 6 DME from the VOR. At that point we can continue to descend to our minimum with 820. We have also another step down, 1,500 feet at 4 DME. So 4 DME should not be below 1,500 feet. We have some reference for speed and time. That is mostly if we don't, the time is mostly if we don't have any DME, we should be fine. So we have a ground speed, probably for us is going to be 120 knots. So about 600-700 feet to maintain a constant descent all the way to the minimum. For the missed approach, we're going to climb on the outbound of 346 to 7 DME. At 7 DME, we're going to do a right turn, reaching 10 DME. That means we cannot exceed 10 DME but at 7 DME we can do a right turn direct to the VOR, and at that point we will be able to hold, and the hold is at minimum 5,000 feet. When we're going to do the hold is going to be a direct entry, a non-standard, so it's going to be a left-hand turn, and on the outbound 346, and on the inbound 166. And at that point we'll figure out what we want to do. Okay, so we're getting to our waypoint here. We'll go back here. 045 and 36 nautical miles. Yeah, a bit far away. And anyway, I have to change cab now. And I need to go direct to the so 290, so it's about 30. So I am not too bad, not too bad. So I am a couple miles out, but okay, so let's go back here. It's 114.0. Okay, 114.0. So this is what I want to come if you are one. What I said it was 290. 290. There you go. Must be the wheel limit. Go right on it. Alright, now states starting minimum landing is 820. So let's set up I guess minimum. So we said it was 820. Still no VOR. So because I don't know how far exactly I am from the VOR, and the MSA protect me for 25 nautical miles, but I don't know how far I am. I'm at 21,000 feet. Look, the sector altitude is 10,000 feet. I should also check the Victor minimum altitude. It's a little bit higher, but I'm not really on the Victor because I have nothing. So I can just use the sector altitude and go down. So here is 10,000 feet. 21,000 feet, descent to 10,000 feet is roughly like 30 nautical miles. So hopefully I'm going to get my VOR before 30 nautical miles. I can start my step down descent to the airport. one is like literally lying up on a runway as I'm approaching and I run out of battery and you do that to me. Take off. You stay there. Part of the flight. Oh, what's happening over there? Okay, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you very much for following all the way to the end. Again, don't forget to put comments down below. Let me know what you think, if you have any question, if stuff you want me to talk about or whatever. Next video, we're going to go to Mexico City and going to talk most likely about water crossing, mostly for single engine. What is required for a single engine to fly over water. And yeah, that's it for that. Hopefully the weather is going to be good too. And see you in next video. And don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel.